Alright everybody, it is another Car Confessions with Cooke&Kat. One day Kat is going to show herself. I don't know when, basically leaving it up for Kat to do. But yeah, so today's episode, while you're dating, what is an appropriate time, because we're all adults here and stuff like that, to have sex?
When is appropriate time to have sex? Whenever you're ready.
That is just such a blanket answer.
Whenever you're ready.
I would, I think there should be some type of timetable.
A timeline?
Yeah, a timeline. One, because you're dragging somebody along.
I think it's to each his own.
Yeah, but we're all grown around here though. Grown folks gonna do what grown folks do. So, like, the point of dating, right? To get to know somebody, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then in getting to know somebody, if you want to take things further, to really get to know somebody on a deeper level, they're gonna have sex.
Mm-hmm.
Now people are using dating for a lot of various reasons. Some people are dating,
starting route to 5479 West Smallland Plaza.
A very small percent
head east on
are
Jimmy
dating
Smith Parkway
with the intentions of getting in a relationship to, like, marriage or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And they're actively saying that. Some are dating, and this has just been my experience, just wanting to date and get to know other people and stuff like that. Want the relationship benefits, but do not want the relationship.
Yeah.
But in doing so, though, when you're dating, right, sex is part of it. We're human beings. We want to, have sex with one another.
Mm-hmm.
We have desires. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Those desires don't go away.
No.
Now, I'm not saying you gotta go out here and have sex with everybody. I'm not saying that. But I do think there should be some type of, culturally accepted timeline when you're doing it.
But for who? Because you guys
Just
say
in general.
because it has to be?
Huh?
Because it has to be?
Yeah, I think if you're dating someone, you're being serious about dating with the intent of it being, take it to the next level,
Mm-hmm.
then there has to be some type of timeline.
Yeah.
Because, from
I guess if you're getting serious, but if you're just casually dating.
Okay, so one was casually dating, but then two,
Guess this is where we talked about friends with benefits.
again.
at the lights. Turn right on
So what?
Millbrook Parkway.
To me, if you want to date and it's about the connection. To me, it's about the connection, right?
Okay.
We're not forming that. But my perception of time is a little different or whatever. To me, dating is all about the connection.
Mm-hmm.
If you connected on the first night and you know what I'm saying, and you want to smash each other, cool.
But yeah, that's your business. But I'm not saying that people who do that relationship doesn't last. I'm not saying that, but I think you should get to know that person, because one, I'm not just giving it up and giving my energy to just anybody. You already know how I feel about that.
Yeah, I do.
I don't like that, having that attachment to other people and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Especially if I'm not trying to,
Mm-hmm.
be with them, or I have to be, cautious of giving away the cookie.
Yes, now I understand that. But in today's dating world, it's a huge spectrum.
Yeah.
It's there's the one night stands, and then there's the 6 months, the 3 dates, whatever, 12 dates, 50 dates, 4 months, 6 months, whatever the case would be. I think 6 months is way too long. When you're really getting to date somebody, if you're taking them out on multiple dates and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
I think an appropriate thing, if you're really seriously talking to someone, because we have to remember, in between dating, the physical space of dating, right?
Mm-hmm.
Doing the act of dating, there's also you're still talking to each other on the phone, you're still texting or whatever, you're still in constant communication somehow, some way. So I think about 7th, 8th date or whatever.
7th or 8th date?
Yes, think about it. Like, let me put it in this context that you can understand. 7 or 8th date, realistically, could be like 2 to 3 months. Because most people don't have the opportunity to date each other like once a week. When it comes to, because you got your life
Yeah.
that you're going through.
I don't agree with that.
That's fine. You don't have to agree with it. I think it's appropriate though with being grown adults and stuff like that. What would be your minimum?
Minimum, maybe 3.
3 what, months?
3 months.
How many dates have you gone on in 3 months?
With you?
No, not with me. We went on a lot of dates. We double digit dated.
At the next lights.
Try to make sure you wasn't a crazy person.
Actually, our dates was probably like 20 something.
It wasn't 20 dates.
Yeah, man, okay. Nah,
We named them all, and it wasn't 20.
You talking about before we intertwined and we did the do?
We didn't do the do.
Oh, we didn't do the do.
It's imaginary.
I was imaginary, it's made up.
Nah,
No, it was up there.
it wasn't 20.
I don't know. I'll go back and check my record book.
Your diary.
You know what? Don't be making fun of me just because I journal. But nah. You said 3 months, right?
3 months is like minimum.
So how many dates have you gone on in 3 months? Like, typically, what do you think
8.5 miles.
you would have did in 3 months as far as dating?
People?
Yeah, as far as like that one particular person that you would like, you know, because most of the time, you know, some people do date
Mm-hmm.
just one person at a time, and then some people do multiple
dates.
multiple dates. So as you're hitting
I think it is so. Listen, if it all depends on if that person is going on multiple dates with people. Okay. Now, if you're going on multiple dates, then yes, I think you should wait, you know, however many months, whatever you think is appropriate for your own self. But if you're dating that one person, I would say between 3 to 4 months is like suffice.
You know, some people like, you know, 3rd or 4th date, they smashing one another.
That's them though, and that's okay. But that's their standard.
But you know, this is like you know, women set the tone when you're, you know, heterosexual dating. I don't know how it works in the homosexual world, but
I'm pretty sure it's the same. It's not. As dating is dating, or having sex is having sex.
Saying, like, I only know what I know as far as like what I observed from heterosexual dating and stuff. You got the guys who are like, you know, who'll spend the money, have the experiences and stuff like that, and then they also got like a dollar amount. They're not going past that without some cooking. So like women hold the ball in their court or whatever, but the court could disappear at any given
You
time.
can at least give yourself 90 days before you're already.
So what's so special about like 90 days? What is
Just
that?
because you gotta see if that person is if this is the person that you're just casually dating, or this is the person that you're just gonna be like, all right, it's been 90 days. I might as well let them smash.
So what if you only been on like 3 dates in 90 days?
I assume that you guys are talking in between.
Okay, so it's not the matter of dates, it's just a calendar time for you.
Yeah.
So it's a calendar. So
Yeah.
you could, even though someone can talk and talk a good game for 90 days, because it has happened, take you out on 3 dates. After the 3rd date, you're willing to give up the cookie.
After the 3rd date, not necessarily the 3rd. Like, okay, we have 3 dates in 3 months. No, I'm gonna say it all depends on how I feel, because look, 90 days can come and be like, you know what, I'm not really ready to give it up to him or whatever. I don't know if he's you know what I'm saying, worth my energy. Like, they'll put some more effort into it.
So you don't have a particular calendar date, nor do you have a particular date number. It's all about how you feel.
For me, I think it's all about a feeling.
About what?
It's all about a feeling of when you should actually have that time, because it could be 2 weeks, it could be a month, it It could be 2 days. It could be 4 months. But it just all depends on if you have that connection to him, and then what you're willing to do.
Now, given that, right, is it fair, or would it be fair for the woman to express what her thing is to the guy?
Yeah.
As
What
like,
do you
her
mean? What do you
standard?
mean her standards? Like to let her know, like, look, I'm not doing it, and like until like what is a good time.
Yeah.
I
for
think
her.
that communication is key, especially if he is
Mhm.
going to, because he also has to set that tone too. Because so if you're not willing to wait, and whenever she say like okay, then deuces, you're on to the next. The communication is key. If you're not willing to wait, and then it would be the same thing. If the guy says, you know what, I don't want to give it up for 3-4 months or whatever, and she feels like, you know what, I don't want to wait that long.
Do you think that? So you're saying that should be communicated. So what
Yeah.
about the people who are just like, okay, I got this chick, I'm feeling her, or I got this guy, I'm feeling him. He
Mhm.
has this role for 90 days. I'm gonna wait 90 days.
Mm-hmm.
Then I'm gonna smash, or we're gonna smash. Then I'm gonna bounce.
And then you should already kind of,
No, that person is like that.
yeah, just off the energy that they're giving. But and sometimes you may not know it, but you take the risk that can happen.
Mm-hmm.
You just take that risk, and that's what sucks. Cause she can do the same thing. Cause what if the dude is trash?
Yeah, I'm like, it could be some trash. Yeah, there's a lot of trashy people in general out there.
So he may give it up, or they have sex together, and they be like, you know what, or they weren't compatible in that way.
Mm-hmm.
Eek.
I think you gotta, you gotta play the field and stuff with the ones you're comfortable with, and see what happens afterwards. Because without that, or whatever, I don't believe that you should string a person along knowing that you have some type of timeline in your head. And especially if you don't express that and give it, you know what I'm saying? You have to give that person the information some type of way.
Mm-hmm.
Because, like you said, they could have their own timeline in their head.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not saying that, dating is motivated by that, or that's the motivation. But at the end of the day,
Stay in the left.
you're wanting to be sexual with someone and have that experience because you want to know if there's a deeper connection.
Right.
Because you can be emotionally connected all you want to, and enjoy someone's time, but when it comes to the physical sex, it could be trash
Yeah.
and not what you expected, and then that turns you off.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So you have to know, and it's better to go ahead and knock that out the way at the front, than to put in a lot more time or whatever. Which brings up another thing I remember. I saw this one video about a girl, I can't remember her name, on social media. I think it was on TikTok or something, and she was like, I'm so tired of and I'm paraphrasing, of course, but the gist of it was, she was like, I'm so tired of just the whole dating phase where, you know what I'm saying, we're trying to get to know each other, blah, 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 or whatever, then get to the sex part, and then nothing happens after that. She's like, shit, just go ahead and knock that out the way, and that way you know.
But some women are like that, and other women are not. So it just all depends on the person. I just believe that it all depends on what you think you should do, and what the communication is between you and your person that you are pursuing, or wanting to have sex with or whatever. So communication is key.
Yeah, which is a horrible. Both parties, basically, are horrible communicators in the most part. Because I don't think anybody even talks about stuff like that.
No.
So, car confession time. Have you ever had a situation where you was like, feeling someone and you gave it up, like, quote unquote, quickly?
Yes, it was disappointing.
Stay in the left.
Excuse me, it was disappointing because do you remember what made it disappointing? Was it the fact he couldn't last, he wasn't as big or something, or
Yeah,
he just
all
didn't know how to motion?
It was just
He didn't know how to motion in the ocean.
It wasn't even worth mentioning. So bad.
What, did that scar you?
Huh?
Did that scar you?
It didn't scar me, but I didn't think it was like, I didn't think people be that bad. Because like, okay, what is bad sex? Yeah, there is certain things. Bad sex. One, you didn't have any. Like, it wasn't big at all. Like, I guess in the motion, the ocean. That's what people say. But no, you gotta have something. You gotta be able to feel it. Now, I'm not saying that. You know how people say, I don't want to feel like you stretch me out in the hot dog down the hallway type of ordeal or whatever. Like you have a loose ass vagina. But there's a difference if you don't have a big enough pee-pee to actually feel it.
So you couldn't feel it?
It was alright.
It wasn't rubbing enough friction? It wasn't enough friction?
Nah. It was garbage.
So like, how come did you stop or like?
No,
you let him orgasm?
Yeah. Good job, buddy. And then I left home.
And then you didn't get no orgasm?
No.
I bet he thought did he feel like, you know what I'm saying, Captain America just salute, you know what I'm saying, do his champion.
I don't know what the hell he thought. I know I got the fuck out of there. Oh, I don't mean swearing and stuff like that, but
I just said you had your experience.
It was horrible.
Let's see here. I guess the same for me. Have I ever given it up quicker than? Huh?
Yeah. Have you ever had bad vagina? What is the difference between bad vagina and good vagina?
Good. Well, okay. So my thing is a male. Good vagina is vagina that's like, you know, it's nice fitting.
Nice fitting.
Yeah, it fits you nice like a glove. You know what I'm saying? It talks to you, you know. Like there's just certain, you know, things that happen. And let's see here. It stimulates you, like, you know, really well. Of course, you know, it's like a waterfall. Now, there's this thing is like, you know, too much waterfall or whatever, because then you take away a lot of sensation. And like sometimes, you know what I'm saying, it'll make you, you know what I'm saying, ejaculate before you really want to. I've had that.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, well, you won. You know what I'm saying? So, you know.
3 times, I think it was.
You know, I had to take some L's before. But like bad though, I've had some where, you know, I didn't ejaculate and
Stay in the left 2 lanes.
it wasn't like, you know what I'm saying, I'm like, it was the pleasurable feeling, but it wasn't the pleasurable feeling at the height that it's supposed to be at. It was like underperforming. So maybe it was just the, you know, the connection with the person or whatever.
I think that has a lot to do with too, because it may feel good, but the connection just wasn't there.
So yeah, but and then also, you know what I'm saying, from a male's perspective, it could be somewhere, you know, you're about to like dive in, you're like, ooh, odor, no, what's going on? You're off, so let me dip out. Yeah.
Yikes.
Yeah, you don't want none of that. Smell like, you know, crab legs and shit.
Yeah, she got an infection or something.
Yeah. So yeah, all vagina isn't, you know, good vagina. And just like all dang-a-lang ain't good dang-a-lang.
I'm sure you're right.
You gotta find the ones that are compatible with one another. When you find the ones that are compatible, that's when fireworks and all that stuff.
Whole new world.
Yeah. So, but back to, you know, summing up though, like I said, I think there should be some type of broad rule as far as like expectations, whatever. I think 7 or 8 is good for today's time, and like I said, we're all adults.
Yeah,
most people being safe and stuff like that. You ain't spreading diseases or whatever. And it ain't just about the sex, but the sex is just the next level of the connection.
Pass these lights.
But now, if you feel like for that person, like, you know what, I haven't done it in a long time, I just need to get a quick nut, then some people believe in that, and that's cool too, because like you said, we're all adults, and to each his own.
Yeah. Like I said, I don't think people should be strung alone. That's it. Whether it be male or female. Don't string somebody alone, knowing that, you know what I'm saying, what your child is. And like you said, I think some people think that they're giving away their position or whatever, but again, treat dating like we're supposed to, like adults and not like kids. Then, you know, you get way better expectations. I mean, way better results.
Then turn right onto Westwood Plaza.
So, that's another episode of Cooke&Kat.
Bye.
Y'all, Man, I can't even sign out. All right, bye then, bye.
Sign out.
So follow us, you know, social media, all that good stuff, and just like Kat said,
Bye.